Hi guys, welcome back to Logari. How are you all doing? I hope all of you are doing great, all of you are fine and safe. Today we are going to talk about that how you can prepare for MAH CET 5-year law entrance exam 2022 exam in 50 days. Yes, we have good 50 days to prepare for this exam, and if you want to start from zero, if you want to start from scratch, if you want to start right now, if you want to prepare for this exam right now, then this is the video for you. What we are going to discuss: number one, we are going to discuss the clash. Yes, the board exams and the Maharashtra CET 5-year law entrance exam are clashing. So your board exams would be going on when this exam takes place. So what we can do, what is the solution that I have for you, that we are going to discuss. Thereafter, I'm going to discuss about the syllabus, what is the syllabus, and not only that, I'm also going to discuss about the books that you should study from. Yes, this is a complete self-study strategy. Now that doesn't mean that if you're taking coaching, you should not watch this video. It is very important to know the syllabus of the exam, which most of you aren't aware of. But in this video, we are going to discuss section wise of each and every section. I'm going to discuss the syllabus, and thereafter we are going to discuss about the books. Studying from the right books, studying from the right books is very important, because we have adequate time, we have right amount of time that we need to prepare for this exam, right? So we have 50 days. We need to use the right books, which I'm going to tell you the names of. Thereafter, we are going to discuss in detail about the schedule that you need to follow. Not only that, I'm giving you a ready-made schedule, but in case you want to create your own schedule, then I'm going to give you a sequence in which you should cover the subjects, right? And the topics, sequence of the topics can also be found in the schedule. That is going to help you in creating your own schedule. I'm giving you a ready-made schedule, and I'm going to help you in making your own schedule as well, right? So this is what we're going to discuss in today's video. Let's get started with today's video. Yeah guys, welcome to Logari. I hope you're subscribed to Logari's YouTube channel and hit that bell notification so that you do not miss any of our videos. And I hope you're following us on Instagram. We're there by the name @IamLogari. We do pretty motivational stuff out there. If you want to stay happy, if you want to stay motivated, and if you want to stay connected a little more with Logari, then do follow us on Instagram. Maharashtra CET 5-year law entrance exam clashing with board exams. What to do next? So this is a very big problem that is ahead of us. That the exam happens in Maharashtra. Most of the centers are going to be in Maharashtra. Right now, you need to travel to give this exam. Number one. Number two, your boards are going on. How can you travel and give the exam? Very difficult situation. So what I'm planning to do now, the date of the exam is 17th May and 18th May. Maharashtra CET is going to take place. So we are going to write letters to the different departments, both center and state department, as well as ministries. So number one, letters. Number two, let's start a handle on Twitter as well as Instagram, right? Twitter as well as Instagram, wherein we tag the ministers, the education minister, the CM of Maharashtra, and various other ministers of Maharashtra, telling them that this is not right. You got to postpone the exam. Even CLAT, ALET, the big exams, SLAT, they have been postponed. Why can't this exam be postponed? So let's bring this to their notice. So we're going to start a handle. Please suggest one hashtag. So yeah, we need to decide on one hashtag. It can be anything. A small hashtag would work. So yeah, please do follow us on Twitter. I'm going to give the link in the description box, because normally I use Twitter whenever this thing happens, because earlier also it was related to, I think, Punjab University when we started the move. So yeah, we'll be doing that. It's a genuine request that we're going to make to the government that this exam should be postponed. But right now the situation is that the exam is on 17th May and 18th May. So what can be done about that? Let's discuss the situation as it is right now. Right, we've discussed the solutions now, but right now, what is the situation? I'm going to discuss in the next slide. Now, different types of students. So because this exam is clashing with the board exams, we have different kinds of types of students, and they have to take different decisions. So I'm going to help you taking those decisions. Now, the first category is those who are done with their board exams. They are done with the board exam, which is a great deal, right? Or they are about to get done with their board exam. One exam or two exams are left, and they will have good either 50 days, 30 to 40 days to prepare prepare for this exam. One category of those students. Now your question would be, can we prepare for this exam in 50 days? Yes, you can, very much. You can prepare for this exam in 50 days, right? Now the next category is those boards are yet to take place, right? The boards are yet to take place. 26th April CBSE board exams begin, right? You have 1 month. You have 1 month before the exams begin, right? Today is 22nd March when I'm recording this video, and on 26th April your exams begin, the board exams, right? So now what you can do 1 month before the board exams begin, yeah. So first category is done with the syllabus. You are revising, you're done with your syllabus, you're revising, you're taking marks. Very good. Now if you belong to this category, the thing that you need to you need to be sure of is that you know the right syllabus, right? Number two that you need to do is you need to make sure that if the dates stay the same, you don't have board exam on that very date, you don't have a board exam on that very date, and how you're going to travel to and fro, like you need to give the exam and come back as soon as possible so that you can give your board exams, right? For you, this is the decision that you have to make because you're done with the syllabus. Not started yet, maybe you've not started yet, right? Now if you are a category of that student who is not yet started, and now out of this also there can be a category wherein you are a dropper, then I would say that you still have you still have time. If you're a dropper, you belong to boards are done category, that you have 50 days to prepare for the exam. Another other categories wherein you have your board exams and you have not yet started, and you thought that thereafter, because I was also of this opinion that first the CLAT and everything would be done and then MH CET would happen at last, as usual it used to, but now the trends have changed, right? So if you have your board exams, now you need to ask this question that within the 1 month that you have, जो आपके पास ये 1 महीना है, ये 1 month है, क्या इसके अंदर आप पढ़ना चाहेंगे for MH CET? Because I suppose you're now in here also, in this 1 month category also, you've not started yet. Are you done with your CLAT? What is your priority? Now here the question is, what is your priority? Your priority is MH CET. If it is your priority, then obviously with boards you can follow the schedule that I'm sharing with you, the sequence that I'm sharing with you, and you can prepare for the exam. But if your priority is not MH CET, your first priority might be CLAT or SLAT or ALET, then obviously you have to just give up on this exam. Yes, it is a hard decision, but you have to take that, because in 1 month completing the exam and doing everything, leaving the CLAT preparation aside and focusing on this exam would be a hard decision to take. But yeah, you have to take this decision. That I would suggest that you take that decision, because we don't really know that if the exam is going to get postponed, because in my opinion there are chances that it will. But another thing that my brain is thinking is that they knew that board exams are very, like 12 board exams are something that are talk of the town when it comes to the education thing, right? 10th and 12th board exams. So the board date sheet was out and thereafter they came up with the dates, so obviously they knew, and why didn't they take that into consideration? But still, we're going to make sure, we're going to do every bit of it that the exam gets postponed, right? The other third category is that okay, 50-50 part ho gaya, right? Or maybe you're done with 70% of the syllabus, only 30% is left. Then also I would say complete the syllabus in the 1 month that you have, and make sure that you don't have any board exam on the date when the exams are taking place, and you make arrangements wherein you can reach the center, you can reach Maharashtra and then back home before your next board exam, and you can prepare for that exam also, right? These are the decisions that you have to take, and I know hard decisions, but that's the reality, and we need to face the reality, and we need to think practically also. So this is what you need to think, and if I can help you in any other way, or if you have any other questions, you can comment down below. I would love to have a discussion, because there's something that is a completely different issue, so I would like to talk about this in detail in the comment section. Okay, about the exam. Now a very important thing, you should always know about the exam. This is important, you should know about the exam. Now the exam is conducted only in the online mode in multiple sessions if required, and selected centers in the state of Maharashtra and selected centers from other states. So mostly it is in Maharashtra, right? So online mode में exam होता है आपका, multiple sessions होते हैं, but you will, if A is giving MHCET's exam, A's exam would happen on one date in one session, right? You won't have that part A एक दिन हो रहा है, part B दूसरे दिन हो रहा है, nothing like that, okay? The next thing is the questions will be objective multiple choice questions with 4 options. They're going to be MCQ type of questions. MCQ type of questions are going to be there here, right? Next is there is no negative marking. No negative marking is going to be there, which is a bonus point. This is again important. There is no negative marking. The time allotted is 2 hours. You will be given 2 hours, which is more than enough. That is more than enough to solve 150 questions that are going to be there in the exam, right? The questions will be in English and Marathi. So English and Marathi, the language of the exam is English and Marathi. Please make a note of this same, right? How many marks you need to score? I mean, this is a very important question that you guys have always. For GLC Mumbai, outside, what is OMS? So in your MHCET, yes, seats are reserved for people who are from students who are from Maharashtra. So those who are not from Maharashtra are called outside Maharashtra students, right? So outside Maharashtra students, 119 was the cutoff in 2021, almost. Like finding out the exact cutoff is a bit difficult. 119. And MS for Maharashtra students, 103. For GLC Bombay, for ILS Pune, OMS was 114. That outside Maharashtra students, 114. The last student who could get admission in ILS Pune who was not from Maharashtra, was from outside Maharashtra, 114. For Maharashtra, 102. Now top score was 127 out of 150, right? Now what you should score, the safe score for outside Maharashtra students would be 125 plus, and for Maharashtra students 120 plus. Like if you want the top colleges, like if you want the top colleges, Government Law School Mumbai and ILS Pune, if you want these two colleges, then this is the score that you should aim for, 125 plus, 120 plus. Okay, marks distribution. Now, another very important thing that you should know about is marks distribution, because ये आपको help करता है, because this helps you in planning. It helps you in planning. So please make notes of this too. Legal aptitude and legal reasoning is 40 questions. General knowledge and current affairs is 30. Logical and analytical reasoning is 40. English is 30. Mathematical aptitude is 10. Total comes to 150. So the most important and these are scoring as well. 80 marks, the most scoring subjects, legal as well as logical, they are very scoring. So 80 marks, you can very easily fetch these marks. So I'm going to talk about each and every section, and we are going to discuss each and every section. We are going to talk about the topics as well as the books and how you have to study from these books. Okay, starting with legal aptitude. So your legal aptitude is for 40 marks and therefore very important. This is important because yes, it is of 40 marks, and yes, it is easy, and yes, it is interesting also, and you should fall in love with this very section because you're going to be a lawyer, you're a future lawyer, a future law student. So which are the topics that you need to cover? The topics that you need to cover are torts, contracts, criminal law, and Indian Constitution, right? These are the 4 topics that you need to cover. For Indian Constitution, I have my own course also wherein I've explained everything in detail. This is going to speed up your preparation. If you want to speed up if you want to quickly complete your syllabus, because Indian Constitution is lengthy, you can go for my course. The link is going to be in the description box. All the details I've mentioned there. So yes, you can go for my Indian Constitution course, which is going to help you a lot. Now, how to cover these topics? Let's read what the guidelines say. Legal aptitude and legal reasoning. This subject will test candidates' interest towards the study of law, legal aptitude, and problem-solving ability. Questions will be framed with the help of legal prepositions and a set of facts to which the said prepositions have to be applied. Some propositions may not be true in real sense. Candidates will have to assume truth of these prepositions and answer the questions drawing well-supported conclusions. Now, what are they saying? What is legal reasoning? If you are new to the world of law entrance exams, अगर आप नए हैं law entrance exams के world में, तो legal reasoning basically आपको एक situation दे देते हैं. वो situation में maybe ये दे दे कि राम, who was a minor कौन होता है? जो 18 years से जिसकी कम की age होती है, was minor, was driving a car and he hit B's car, or he hit B who was walking down the road. Now the law says if something like this happens, then the parents of Ram are responsible. Like, this is a law which is given. They'll give you a situation, they'll give you a law, and then they'll give you options, right? So you have to analyze the situation, you have to look at the law and then choose the appropriate option. This is what is legal reasoning. I've done a detailed video on how to solve these questions. That video is very, very important. Link is going to be in the description box. Now, how to study for legal reasoning. This is something that we are going to talk about. Now, for legal reasoning thing, I'm going to say, for legal reasoning, I would say that you need to read the theory of all the 4 topics. So basic law you will know, and thereafter you can practice legal reasoning questions. Right? This is what you need to do. Okay, now from which book you need to do this? I'm going to give you the option number 1 is that you do all of this from a book called Universals. Because it is given in short, they have questions and everything. You can do it from Universals. Or option number 2 is that you can buy another book, that is AP Bharadwaj or Willy. You can buy AP Bharadwaj or Willy's book. The link of the books are going to be in the description box. You can buy AP Bharadwaj or Willy, and from here, if you're going for this, you will read theory from here. And still you need to practice from Universals only, more practice from Universals, because the difficulty level is not as like that of CLAT or ALET. Right? So you have to solve questions from Universals only. You might read the theory from AP Bharadwaj or Willy for this exam. Is it clear? I hope it is clear. If there is any doubt, you can comment down below, or you can also message me on Instagram at Logari is the handle. If you want to talk to me personally, you can also buy my mentorship sessions. You can enroll for my mentorship, or you can also buy my one-on-one sessions. Yes, these are paid sessions, but in case these videos are not enough for you, then you can go for my sessions. Right? So this is how you have to. Step 1 is what you have to do. Step 1 is to read the theory. Clear about that? Step 2 is to practice. Legal reasoning questions. And before that, step 1 also includes watching my video, of which the link is going to be in the description box. Now, these are one type of questions that you're going to cover for this exam. The other type of questions that you're going to cover for this exam is you're going to solve good 1500 MCQs. What you're going to do? You're going to solve good 1500 MCQs from Universal's book. You're going to solve, from Universal's book, you're going to solve legal GK questions. So there's a topic called legal awareness, previous year question papers and normal questions. So you're going to solve. Now, what is this legal GK? What is legal awareness, previous year question papers? These are theory type of questions from these topics, right? For example, they'll ask, when did Indian Constitution came into being? Who was the head? Who was what is preamble? When was it amended? Okay, all of these questions are what we call legal GK, and you have to solve these questions from Universal's book. The chapter is legal awareness, previous year question papers. Around about 1500 to 1000 questions are going to be there. If you solve them, you're good to go. These 2 types of questions. So basically, a legal aptitude has 2 types of questions: legal reasoning and legal GK. So this is how you're going to cover. If you have any doubts, you can comment down below. I would love to help you guys. And please, for the Universals book, you don't have to buy the MCQ type of books. You have to buy the one which says that is for CLAT. Again, the link is going to be in the description box. Right? General knowledge. So your general knowledge can be divided into 2. One is your static GK. Now, a lot of you don't know what is static GK. Static GK is your science, history. History is not going to change. It is going to stay the same. Geography also almost it is going to stay the same. So static, just same hai, okay? Geography, economics, right? All of these topics can be said to be part of static GK. Okay, samajh aa gaya? Then we have current affairs. Current affairs is all related to who is the president of India, who is the prime minister of India, what is the new government scheme that has come up, what is going on in the world, in India, in the states, around the world, everything of that sort, right? So we have history, geography. Now, the topics that are in bold and underlined, that are in bold and I have underlined them, they are very, very important. They need to be covered. They are very, very important topics. Your history, geography, civics is again your Indian Constitution only that you're going to cover in legal part. So this is something that is done. So important GKs, right? Economics, science, all of these are your topics that you have to cover. Right now, from where to cover your static GK? Again, your universals book is going to help you out. Now I'm going to give you options. Just a minute. I'm going to give you option. Now the option number 1 that I have for you is that you study from only study from universals. Only study from universals. Now how to study from universals? So in the universals book, you will have tons of MCQs. What they have given? Tons of MCQs, right? You solve those MCQs. Now how to solve those MCQs? You have to solve around 50 MCQs in a day. 50 MCQs in a day, right? Now you read a MCQ, you Google about it, you find the information related to that MCQ, and you note it down in the book, and thereafter you'll know what is the answer, why it is the answer. So it is easy to learn this way. It is easy to learn. Now option number 1 is this. Option number 2 is that you buy any book, like Arihant's book is there related to static GK, or Pearson's book is there. Please don't go for Lucent's. Don't go for Lucent's. A very, very lengthy book, not recommended. Don't go for Lucent's for static GK. Go for either Arihant or Pearson's. Link is going to be in the description box. You can study these topics from Arihant and Pearson. Now please focus. This option 1 is mandatory. This is mandatory. Why I'm saying solve MCQs? Because number 1 problem that you're going to face is that you won't know what is important. ये नहीं पता चलता कि क्या important है जब आप अरिहंत पियर्सन्स में से पढ़ रहे हैं. जब आप MCQ solve कर रहे हैं तो आप solve भी बहुत important MCQs कर रहे हैं, तो आपके important questions are getting covered. Right? So this is the problem that you face. And number 2, your Arihant Pearson's very lengthy. You don't know what is important. Second, they're very lengthy. Here, not that lengthy. So this first step of studying from universals MCQs is mandatory. The second step is an add-on. If you think that you want to, then you can add on to your schedule. Otherwise, this first step is mandatory. Is it clear? Is it clear? And if you want that I should take sessions like wherein I pick up these topics and come up with sessions wherein we discuss, I make you understand things, or there should be a test wherein you learn everything and you come up, and then I take a test on YouTube, then that you can comment down below. I would love to take your tests, right? So this is what you have to do. Now the next thing is your current affairs. The next thing is our current affairs. Now current affairs, I'm going to give you the option. Now here they say the current affairs of the past 1 year, right? So we can say that you can cover from June 2021 till your the exam is in May 2022, right? From June 2021 to May 2020 till May 2022. So this is the duration, right? If you want, you can cover from Jan 2021 also. That would be completely safe side. But if you want to, you can cover from June 2021. Now how to cover the current affairs? Awards are very important. Government schemes are very important. Important appointments are very, very important. The head of important departments, very important. Right, now how to cover this? Number one thing, a very easy solution to this is to buy Tits Bits annual edition. Tits Bits annual edition. Now this is a magazine, again in MCQ format, right? And it also has articles for important topics, right? So annual edition would help you covering the 2021 news, right? Now with this magazine, you will be able to cover the 2021 news. For 2022, I would say that you can start reading either IS Vision, or you can start reading Drishti IS, or if you don't want to go for this, you can go for Pratyogita Darpan, or you can buy monthly editions of Tits Bits, right? Anything that works for you. But this can be done through head, like you can cover the previous news quickly. Or what you can do, if you say no, I don't want to go for this, then you can cover IS Vision's monthly editions from June 2021 till May 2022. This also you can do. Like, if this is the safest way to cover the news, or you can, instead of IS Vision, you can take Pratyogita Darpan. Now when you are studying the news, it is very important to have the hard copy. Online news mat padhiyega, bahut suffer karoge. Like, what do people start doing? Students, what they do is they start following this one website which is very, very famous. That website is really good. right? But the problem is you don't have notes to learn current affairs अगर याद करने हैं तो हमारे पास notes होने चाहिए. तो हमें मैगजीन में make notes in the magazine only, मैगजीन में बनाने हैं, अलग से नहीं बनाने, और इनको बार बार रिवाइज करना है. नोट्स कैसे बनाने, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट लग रहा है उसको अंडरलाइन कर लिया, एक बड़ा सा पैराग्राफ है इसमें से पता है सिर्फ 2 पॉइंट्स निकल रहे हैं, उनको साइड पर लिख लिया. ये करना है आपको फॉर करंट अफेयर्स, right? And if you want me to come up with the most important current affairs sessions, again comment down below. Okay, now English is your 30 marks. आपका जो English का part है वो 30 marks का है. This section will consist of the questions on the areas like vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms, analogies, proficiency, idioms and phrases, one word substitution, sentence improvement and rearrangement, fill in the blanks, English usage errors, common errors, spotting errors, inappropriate usage of words, spelling mistakes, etc. Now look, I'm going to tell you this can be divided into 2 parts. One is reading comprehension you have to cover, and other is grammar. Now can you see this part, common errors, spotting errors, inappropriate usage of words? All these 3 somewhere depend on your grammar. So you have to cover the basic grammar, that is you have to cover topics like that of subject verb agreement, you have to cover your tenses, and you can also cover your prepositions. Right, this is something that can be done. These 4 topics, 1 2 3 4. Now there's some more topics. Analogies you're going to cover in your logical reasoning part from a book that I'm going to tell you. So this is done. There are topics like that of synonym, antonyms. I'm going to mark them for you. One idioms, one word substitution, spelling mistakes, right? Sentence improvement and rearrangement can be again practice based, but you know, with the topics like these, like your synonyms, antonyms, idioms, one word substitution, spellings. Now what are these all of these are lists. Now what you can do is, yes, you're going to study for a lot many hours. If you want to cover these topics, what you can do is you can take out 30 minutes, and in those 30 minutes every day start learning 10, you know, sometime you learn 10 idioms, like in the beginning start learning 10 idioms, then 10 spellings from the book, right, from wherein I'm going to tell you the book. Then you can start with idioms, one word substitute. This you have to learn. So you cannot learn 200 in a day. You need to start with 10, right? Kabhi idioms 10, kabhi this is the way you cover your these topics. Right now, which book you should go for? You can go for SP Bakshi, that is by Arihant, or you can go for RS Objective English by RS Agarwal. Any one book is going to be great. RS Agarwal or SP Bakshi, any one is going to work. Okay, fine. This is what you have to do for English. Okay, talking about logical and analytical reasoning. Now let's see what they are saying. The subject is to test the candidate's ability to identify patterns, logical links, and rectify illogical arguments. It will include wide analogies, completing arguments, drawing well-supported conclusion, reasoning by analogy, applying principles or rules. Further, the subject is to measure the ability to understand the structure and all those things. So I'm going to come up with the syllabus for you, wherein I'm going to give you the topics for logical and analytical reasoning. Now, logical reasoning is 40 marks, and this is a scoring subject. Scoring क्यों है? Because once you understand how to solve, thereafter things are going to get easier for you, because if you have a question for coding, decoding, if you know how to solve, you can solve it. It's not like current affairs that if you have not read a particular news, you won't be able to answer. Still, we are going to study for current affairs, but this is somewhat scoring, right? So we are going to cover this subject first. Okay, so that I'm going to talk in a while. Logical reasoning, coding, decoding, blood relations, puzzle test, direction sense test, series completion, analogy. Important topics, all of these, right? I've mentioned the number of questions that can be there in the exam. So how to cover this part of the syllabus? Now you have to buy this book called Verbal and Non-Verbal Reasoning, Verbal and Non-Verbal Reasoning by R.S. Agarwal. This book is a very, very famous book. You need to buy this book. You need to solve this book. Right now, you don't need to solve the entire book. Don't solve the entire book. No, a big cross. What you have to do is only solve these topics. Mark these topics and solve them. Right? Mark these topics. You have to mark these topics and you have to solve them. Now, this is no doubt a long book, long topics are there. So what you can do is solve all the examples and solve the exercise also, but when you feel that the questions are same questions, you can leave them out. Now another trick or tip that I want to give you is, number one, whenever you come across a trick while solving the questions, make a note of the same so that you can read those when you're going for the exam. These tricks are going to help you a lot, right? Number two is, when you attempt a question wrong, mark it so that you can attempt it when you revise the topic, or when you find a difficult question, then also mark it. Okay, these are the things that you can do for all of these topics. Okay, thereafter comes critical reasoning. Now for critical reasoning, you need to buy some other book, that is MK Pandey. The most important topics are underlined and are in bold. Topics are statement and conclusion, syllogisms. Right, now you need to cover all of these topics from a book called MK Pandey. Now no doubt verbal and non-verbal reasoning would also be having these topics, but we need to go for this book MK Pandey because easy explanation is given, number one, and number two, the answers are also correct in MK Pandey. So this part needs to be covered from MK Pandey. Now I want to give you another tip. In MK Pandey, you will have one thing called solving problems, one topic called solving problems. Their good explanation is given for these topics. They'll tell you how you have to draw the tree for blood relations, how you have to solve puzzle test questions. So you can study the theory for all of these topics from MK Pandey, but solve the questions from RS Agarwal only. For critical reasoning, you have to buy MK Pandey. Analytical reasoning by MK Pandey. The link of the book is going to be in the description box. Remember one thing, you have to solve only the topics that I have mentioned here. In case you start solving the entire book, is not going to help you because we don't have time. Okay, for maths. Now maths is your 10 marks. This section is to test the numerical ability of candidates. The mathematics questions will set from 10 standard level of various topics, including profit and loss, speed and distance, time and work, algebra, average, Venn diagram. So we talk about maths. These are the topics that are really important. Now the book that you need to go for is 18 Days Wonder by S. Chand. This is a good book. Solving these topics is very important. In case you have time, you can solve the entire book also. Formulas, you need to create a formula list and make sure that you revise that formula list every day and you practice, right? This is you have to do for your maths. Maths is 10 marks. Easy way to score some easy marks. Okay, now let's discuss the sequence of the subject in case you want to create your own schedule. If you want to create your own schedule and you just want to know what should be the sequence of the subjects, then this is the sequence that I would like you to follow. Please study current affairs every day for 2 to 3 hours, right? This is how you'll be able to cover your current affairs. Thereafter, logical reasoning, important topics only you need to cover. Legal aptitude, reasoning plus GK. Third subject would be this, second is this. This is something that you're doing every day. Thereafter, you have your reading comprehension, grammar and maths. So reading comprehension and grammar is your English, right? So this is what I would like you to do, because these subjects are your 40 marks, and thereafter you can bring in English plus static GK at the same level. I forgot to mention static GK. So yeah, here you can cover your English as well as static GK. I have prepared a schedule for all of you here. For the people who are done with their board exams, the schedule is going to help them a lot. If you want that I should create another schedule for people who have their board exams and still they want to give MH CET, then I would like to come up with another schedule. Please comment down below, because I want to know that there are people who want to prepare for MH CET from scratch, even with their boards, right? Then I would prepare a schedule for you guys also. Now, how to study? I want to tell you that you should fix your slots. Now you will have one fixed slot for current affairs wherein you're going to study your magazine every day for 2 to 3 hours, right? Now thereafter you have 2 hours, one slot. This would be your first slot for 2 to 3 hours. Thereafter your second slot would be of 2 hours, then your third slot, then your fourth slot. Now one of the problems that students face is how to focus. They ask me how to focus, how to concentrate. Now if you are able to minimum time, how many minutes or hours you can focus. Maybe you say I can focus for 30 minutes, then okay, fine, focus for 30 on the day one. Sit for 30 minutes, take a 10 minutes break, thereafter again sit for 30 minutes, right? Again take a 10 minutes break, then sit for 30 minutes. Do like this, and by fourth or fifth day, try to take this time from 30 minutes to maybe 40 minutes. Like little by little, try to increase that time. This is how you increase your focus and your concentration, right? I've talked about planning on my other channel, that is Miss Being. I've talked about manifestations and affirmations. That is something that you can follow. The link of the channel is going to be in the description box. This is how you have to create your slots. So basically, if your board exams are over, somewhat I'm asking for 8 to 9 hours of study, which is completely fine because only 50 days are left. And yes, you can complete the syllabus, but you need to give you need to give these many hours if you want to complete the syllabus in entirety from scratch. Now you start with your Indian Constitution, history, series completion, Indian Constitution, geography, blood relations. The duration is the dates are mentioned here. Thereafter you start with your torts, then you have puzzle test here, then you by 22nd April you are done with your contracts, puzzle test, reading comprehension. Thereafter you are done with your, now here your legal is complete, legal aptitude we are done, and I suppose most of our logical reasoning is also done. Current affairs is happening side by side, that is an everyday thing that you're going to cover, and static GK is also done. Now let's have a look at what is left. So we are left with these topics. We have statement and conclusion, arguments, inference, assumption, tenses, prepositions, idioms, spotting errors, maths. This is what we are left with. Now we're going to divide our day. We're going to divide our day. How we are going to divide our day? Number one, 5 hours revision plus mocks. What we are going to do? Revision plus mocks. Like 5 hours of the day, 10 hours. We're going to divide our day. For 5 hours, we're going to revise what we have already studied, and for 5 hours, we are going to pick up all those new topics. You have to revise in the same order as you have first covered the topics. I've already provided the sequence in the schedule. Is everything clear? Now, since you're giving half of your day to your revision, we have around, we'll be allotting 1 hour to maths, 1 hour to maths every day, right? So you have your 5 hours for your new topics and then 5 hours for your old topics that you're going to revise, right? So this is the schedule that you have to follow. Okay, if your boards are still going on, then what you can do is you can start giving around whatever time you can give, maybe 1 hour or maybe 2 hours, whatever you can give that time, right? Cover whatever you can, and thereafter when you're done with your boards, then you can give your full-fledged time to your MH CET exam. Now this is for state board people, this is the thing. Now if you are preparing for CBSE boards, अगर आप CBSE boards के लिए prepare कर रहे हो and you want to prepare for MH CET side by side, this is your priority, and you want that I should come up with a schedule wherein within these days you can prepare for MH CET with board exams. I would love to come up with a schedule that is very, very much practical, but you need to answer one question in the comments. I'm going to read all the comments. I'm sure I'm going to read it. You need to tell me how much time you can give, because accordingly I'll be able to come up with the schedule. How much time you can give, because for everyone it is going to be different, but you can tell me. You can give 1 hour, you can give 2 hours, how much time, because accordingly I will be telling you about the books and everything else. Do tell me how much time you can give, and then I will tell you with MH CET how you can prepare with the board exams, right? So this is what you need to tell me. Next very important thing is how to study, ठीक है ना? हाउ टू स्टडी फॉर द एग्जाम. सो बेसिकली आप अपनी प्रेपरेशन को 2 स्टेजेस में डिवाइड करोगे. स्टेज 1 के अंदर रीडिंग थ्योरी. सबसे पहले क्या करोगे? यू हैव टू रीड थ्योरी. मतलब रीडिंग थ्योरी का मतलब होता है कि इस वाले पार्ट के अंदर आप पहली बार किसी टॉपिक को पढ़ रहे हो, तो ऑब्वियसली आप एक अच्छी अंडरस्टैंडिंग बिठाने की कोशिश करोगे अपने दिमाग में उस टॉपिक की. अंडरस्टैंडिंग के अंदर साथ साथ आप उसके नोट्स भी बनाओगे, ठीक है ना? नोट्स आप बुक में ही बनाओगे या जहाँ पे भी आप पढ़ रहे हो उसको, ठीक है? सेपरेट अपने रजिस्टर में नोट्स बनाने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. आप अंडरलाइन करोगे, मार्क करोगे. अगर एक पैराग्राफ में आपको ऐसा लग रहा है बहुत लंबा है और उसके शॉर्ट पॉइंटर्स बन सकते हैं, तो वो शॉर्ट पॉइंटर्स भी बना लोगे, ठीक है ना? नोट्स बनाने इसलिए ज़रूरी है बिकॉज आप बार बार रिवाइज करोगे, तो रिविजन बहुत ज़रूरी है. अगर आप लेस टाइम में रिवाइज करना चाहते हो तो यू नीड टू हैव योर नोट्स, राइट? दैट इज मेकिंग नोट्स हो गया. उसके बाद अटेम्प्टिंग MCQs. देखिए इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू प्रैक्टिस, ठीक है ना। प्रैक्टिस अगर आप करोगे तो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि आपको थ्योरी अप्लाई करनी आ गई। अप्लाइंग थ्योरी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, तो प्रैक्टिस होनी बहुत ज़रूरी है, आपको एक स्पीड बनानी बहुत ज़रूरी है। एंड थर्ड, आप अगर कोई मिस्टेक कर रहे हो तो अगर आपको लगता है कि मुझे थ्योरी दोबारा पढ़नी है तो आप वो पढ़ सकते हो। तो प्रैक्टिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड यू कैन नॉट मिस आउट ऑन दैट। रिवाइजिंग ऑन वीकेंड्स में पहले ही कह चुकी हूँ कि रिविजन बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। एंड अगर आप फर्स्ट रीडिंग के टाइम पे अपने अच्छे खासे नोट्स बनाते हो तो आपका रिवीजन में जो टाइम है वो कम लगेगा। तो प्लीज़ नोट्स बनाइए, मार्क करिए, अंडरलाइन करिए, शॉर्ट पॉइंटर्स बनाइए। अगर कुछ एक्स्ट्रा आपको ऐड करना है तो पेजेस अटैच कर एक्स्ट्रा उसमें ऐड कर लीजिए, ठीक है ना, बुक में। तो एक जगह ही आपका सब कुछ होना चाहिए। स्टेज 2 के अंदर आप क्या करेंगे, तो स्टेज 1 इज बेसिकली आपको जल्दी से जल्दी सिलेबस कंप्लीट करना है। नाउ व्हेन आई से जल्दी से जल्दी, इट डजंट मीन कि आप कुछ भी करके सिलेबस खत्म कर दोगे। आपको कुछ समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा पर आपका मेन एम है सिलेबस करना, नो ऐसा नहीं है। कंप्लीटिंग द सिलेबस का मतलब है आप प्रॉपरली सिलेबस कंप्लीट करोगे। एंड हमारा सिलेबस एक टॉपिक तब कंप्लीट माना जाएगा जब हमने उसको अच्छे से समझ लिया है, जब हमने उसके नोट्स बना लिए, प्रैक्टिस कर लिया और उसको रिवाइज भी कर लिया, ठीक है। वंस योर सिलेबस इज कंप्लीट, तो हमारी स्टेज 1 कंप्लीट हो गई। हम स्टेज 2 पे आ गए जिसके अंदर हम 3 चीजें करेंगे। क्या करेंगे, एक तो रिविजन, वी आर गोइंग टू रिवाइज, ठीक है ना। अटेम्प्ट मॉक टेस्ट, ठीक है, अटेम्प्ट मॉक टेस्ट। एंड फिर हम मॉक टेस्ट को एनालाइज करेंगे, वी आर गोइंग टू एनालाइज द मॉक टेस्ट। एंड जो हमें टॉपिक्स, वीक टॉपिक्स हैं वो ढूंढेंगे हम अपने, और हम अपने वीक टॉपिक्स को स्ट्रॉन्ग टॉपिक्स बनाएंगे। क्या करेंगे, वीक टॉपिक्स को स्ट्रॉन्ग टॉपिक्स बनाएंगे, ठीक है। नॉट एट ऑल अ प्रॉब्लम। रिविजन करना है, रिविजन कैसे करना है ये समझ लेते हैं। देखिए, रिविजन करने के लिए इट इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप ऑब्वियसली थ्योरी पढ़ें जिसके आपने नोट्स बनाए हुए हैं, ठीक है, प्लस रैंडम क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करें, ठीक है ना। चाहे पहले भी आपने वो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करें बट आप रैंडम क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे। आप ये भी कर सकते हैं कि जब फर्स्ट टाइम आप किसी को चीज क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करें, आपको जो क्वेश्चंस डिफिकल्ट लगते हैं या जिन क्वेश्चंस को आपने रॉन्ग अटेम्प्ट किया आप उनको मार्क कर लीजिए। एंड टेस्ट के टाइम पे आप यही रैंडम क्वेश्चंस सॉल्व करें। सो रिवीजन के अंदर थ्योरी पढ़नी है और रैंडम क्वेश्चंस एज टेस्ट सॉल्व करने हैं। मॉक टेस्ट जो है वो आपने सॉल्व करना है स्टार्टिंग के अंदर। देखिए आपके पास कितना टाइम है, आप 1 to 2 मॉक्स अ वीक कर सकते हैं जब एग्जाम पास आ गया। एंड उससे पहले 1 मॉक अ वीक वुड बी इनफ। और मॉक को एनालाइज करना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है बिकॉज हमारा मेन पर्पस ऑफ सॉल्विंग मॉक क्या है, पर्पस क्या है मॉक्स का सॉल्विंग, पर्पस ऑफ सॉल्विंग मॉक्स ये है कि हमें सबसे पहले पता चल जाए कि हमारी कोई वीकनेस तो नहीं, ऐसा टॉपिक जो हमारा वीक है कोई, ठीक है ना, नंबर 1। नंबर 2, हम कोई सिली मिस्टेक तो नहीं कमिट कर रहे हैं। नंबर 3, हमें पता होना चाहिए कि हमें टाइम कैसे मैनेज करना है। टाइम मैनेजमेंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। टाइम मैनेजमेंट वाला वीडियो जो मैंने क्लैट वालों के लिए किया हुआ है प्लीज वो चेक कर लीजिएगा। नेगेटिव मार्किंग कैसे हैंडल करनी है, दैट इज अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग। तो ये सब चीजें आपको हैंडल करनी, कैसे क्या करना है वो कब आएगा, जब आप मॉक टेस्ट अटेम्प्ट करोगे। वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट मिस्टेक्स दैट स्टूडेंट्स कमिट इज अभी तक उनका सिलेबस पूरी तरह से खत्म नहीं हुआ है एंड वो मॉक टेस्ट अटेम्प्ट कर रहे हैं एंड वो उनको मोटिवेट नहीं कर रहा है, इंस्टेड वो डिमोटिवेट कर रहा है। आप जब तक आपका सिलेबस खत्म नहीं हो रहा है, इंस्टेड यू कैन गो फॉर सेक्शनल टेस्ट, ठीक है ना। सेक्शन वाइज टेस्ट आप ले सकते हो, टॉपिक वाइज टेस्ट ले सकते हो जब तक सिलेबस खत्म नहीं हुआ है, ठीक है ना। तो अपने आप को डीमोटिवेट करने का कोई फायदा नहीं है, ठीक है ना। हाँ ऑब्वियसली करंट अफेयर्स है, थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर आपके टॉपिक्स रह गए, तब आप मॉक टेस्ट अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हो, बट अपने दिमाग में रखना कि हाँ मेरे कुछ टॉपिक्स नहीं हुए। एनालाइज करना मॉक टेस्ट को बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है। आई ऑलरेडी डन वीडियोस दैट हाउ यू शुड एनालाइज। आई लीव अ लिंक ऑफ द वीडियो इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स बिलो। So guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छी लगी तो प्लीज लाइक कर देना, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर देना, बेल बटन पे भी हिट कर देना और कमेंट करके मुझे बताओ कैसे मैं आपकी हेल्प कर सकती हूँ। प्लीज मायूस मत होना, प्लीज सैड मत होना बिकॉज द डेट्स आर क्लैशिंग विद द बोर्ड एग्जाम्स। आई एम गोइंग टू फॉर श्योर कम अप विद द सोल्यूशन। आई एम गोइंग टू हेल्प यू एज मच एज आई कैन हेल्प यू, राइट। वी आर गोइंग टू कम अप विद स्टैटिक जीके सेशंस, करंट अफेयर सेशंस, सो दैट आपका वो यहीं पर कवर हो जाए बस वीडियोस देख देख कर। That is what I'm going to help you with, and I'm going to come up with another schedule that wherein you can prepare with your board exams. I'm going to help you with the books so that you can study in less time but still you are able to give the exam, right? And yeah, if you have any personal problems with the exams, or you have issues that you want to talk to me directly, then you can buy my one-on-one paid sessions. You can also buy my mentorship session, wherein I walk you through the journey of your preparation stage, not only your preparation stage but also choosing your college and everything of that sort. So all the links are going to be in the description box. Do check that out, and also check out the description box for the links of the videos that I have mentioned in this video, and of all the links of the books that I have mentioned in this video. Please don't buy wrong books, because then it gets difficult for me to find out solutions for you, that how you can study from those books. Yeah, that's it. Logari signing off. I'll see you super soon. You guys keep on studying. Take care. All the very best.